What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. Today we've had a bit of a unique release. We've got a new pit bike that's been dropped. It's a CRF 110 modded pit bike. It's a bit of a Frankenstein-y type creation. So we've got CRF plastics on it, and then I believe the engine itself is a KLX 110. It's a little bit unfinished in regards to textures, but I'm not going to let that kind of dictate the mod itself too much. I'm going to go kind of put it through its paces here, and we're going to be doing it on this lovely JV tourniquet pit bike track over here. I'm then going to take it onto a full-scaled Supercross track, and then I think I'll put it on a motocross track as well, just to see how it handles, what the power's like, and just if it's a fun mod in general. And yeah, it was created by OTTM, and it seems like a good laugh. I mean, it's definitely a lot bigger than normal pit bikes are. I'm interested to see if it's going to be faster or slower than the standard two-stroke pit bikes that we already have in game. So let's get into it. Rightio then. I'm always torn when I'm using these bikes on whether I want to be playing in first person or third person. I think I'll start in third, and then once I've crashed a handful of times we'll go to first. Now I want to see what this handling is like first and foremost, because one of the biggest downsides of the standard pit bikes is where they are such short wheelbase, they're very twitchy in the corners. Now that crash there was 100% a skill issue on my behalf. I should not be trying to scrub jumps the first lap out on a track. And up and over this one. Now, yes, there was... Let's get through here clean. That ramp that you see behind me there, that ramp was the bane of my existence last time I played this track on the standard pit bike. I couldn't get over it for the life of me. And straight off the bat, this bike does feel faster. So I think we should have no issue at all. We've got a little triple here. I do think overall this this track that Hiron's created is probably the hardest pit bike track out there at the moment. Send this. Oh god, it's gone. Survive it. No. That's what I mean. It's so hard to recover. I don't think... Is there any way that I get over this now? Yeah, yeet. Tap the brake. Oh, that was clean. That was actually a lot a lot better than I thought it was. Oh, and we get to clear the sand whoops as well. This is so far so good. I like the sound mod that he's put on it. I know this is a pre-existing sound mod in the game. I can't remember what bike it was on before, but I know that I've definitely used it. How have I survived that? Paboso's a weird man. He lets me survive overjumping and landing on a whoop section, but I can't slightly turn left or right without wobbling all over the place. It's fine. We love and hate the game at the same time. Do have like good news is that Paboso added something apparently code-wise to just watch and monitor and possibly change all the behind the scenes with the master server issues where they keep going down. And I don't want to... I'll touch wood when I say this, but I think he's kind of fixed it in a way, because when we was playing for round 3 of the MXGPs the other day, they didn't go down at all, and they have gone down in every other GP event since then, or before then I should say. So I mean, it's good progress, and I've done some public lobby streaming after that race, and again they didn't go down at all. So time will tell. I think Friday, when the aerial Supercross series is on, especially the NA side of things, when the game is at its most busiest, will be the true test to see if it's fixed. But I mean, let me know, have you seen an improvement in the server stability since Monday at all? I think you should... What's the day today? Am I getting my days wrong? Oh god, no, yeah. Since Monday, have you noticed any improvement? Granted, you're only seeing this on a Wednesday, but it should be fine. Just get the idea nonetheless. So yeah, maybe that's a W already. No idea exactly what he's done or what changes he's made, but he's done something in there. And honestly, that was the biggest thing that's been annoying me on this game recently, is the server stability. Especially when I try doing a live stream and an hour and 40 minutes of it is just me looking at Discord at people's setups because I can't physically get on the game. So big dubs if that's fixed. It's about damn time. This bike so far so good. It's been handling like an absolute dream. It's a little bit more stable. Why does this always happen to me? Every time I go and say something good about myself or a bike or a track, I always crash straight afterwards. Let's go back into first person now. The bike does feel more stable than the standard pit bikes, although I have maxed out the swing arm length. I do that on all the pit bikes anyway, just to try and make the bike feel as stable as possible. Kind of stops a lot of the twitching. Sometimes if you turn too tight, you get that front wheel tuck, and then it turns into a like weird 360 barrel roll kind of thing. But it seems like a really good middle ground between the proper stock pit bikes that we've got and the two-stroke pit bikes we've got, which I think have 125 engines in them. I don't think I'm going to get over this, am I? Oh, clean! Saved it. Lovely. So yeah, this is really nice. in a way, in the nicest way to OTTM, I've never seen anything by him before, so this is my first impressions of anything he's ever released, and I wasn't expecting much. So he's absolutely proved me wrong. This is an incredibly fun bike to ride so far. I would 100% recommend it, and I feel like it's just making like light work of this track. I know this track is built for stock pit bike scaling, so I'm checking up in some places, but there's some jumps that it gets like just right. Like that quad there, absolutely perfect. Can't jump through the whoops, I need to remember that. I do need to skim through them. But so we tried it on a pit bike track. With the power of editing, I'm going to now magically teleport to the start straight of the Indianapolis Supercross track, and we'll see how it handles around a real one. Oh, it's like magic, isn't it? For my next trick, I will pull a rabbit out of my hat. The power of editing, we love it. So, let's give Indy a go. I have spun an uncomfortable amount of laps around this track in the process of trying to work on a 252-stroke shootout video, as well as obviously doing the aerial racing. So I think, for the most part, I know my way around. So we should be okay. There's a few bits that I'm kind of concerned about power-wise of getting over. One of them is that whoop section, trying to get the drive to get through them entirely. The other ones are the triple into this next section here on my left. I mean, I'm going to give it a go once. We may as well get on the power. Oh, wasn't even close. Yeah, that's a no from me. I'm going to double through this section. And then the other one is actually right here afterwards, tripling before the finish line. Go for this one as well. And... oh, that was close. That one might be doable. The first one, I don't think it is whatsoever, but that one before the finish line, maybe. At least with the one before the finish, there's a nice safe line where you can just go inside and kind of go single-double. So we'll do that. I don't think there's any way of me hitting this tyre tap quad line through this section, so we're going to go for the standard, like, safe, let's call it, route. And I've just realised, hang on, let me go map and speed. I'm such an L gamer. Oh, God. I always do this, so... every time I go to take a thumbnail, I turn off the map and the speed, and then every time I go and play again, I completely forgot that I've done it, and I play without it for ages, which is weird, because I swear most of the time I'm looking down at the bottom right to see, just check what gear I'm in to make sure I'm in the right gear. So the fact that it's not there and I haven't realised until now is a little bit embarrassing. I do apologise, but yeah, now you can see what gear I'm in. You can see the track map, even though you all know by now the track. I mean, whilst you're on Indy, faults on Kenny getting the big dubski. I was a very, very happy man. With the Discord that I was in whilst that race was going on, we was going absolutely wild. It was a nuts race. And honestly, I wouldn't have minded if Barsha or Kenny won, just as long as Barsha didn't send Kenny to another planet to get the win. I thought it was really, really good racing. I don't think necessarily this is the start of like Ken Roxon dominance. I just think he made the best of everyone else's bad situations that night. So, I mean, hats off to him. He still got the W regardless. It's not like it was just straight up handed to him. And then I also don't think that this is just a case of now Tomac's in the bin. I think he just had a bad night and he'll be back to normal for the next round, and just Sexton being Sexton, which is a shame because I like Chase and I wish that he could get his shit together and stop pulling a lens every single race and wadding himself and falling right back. I think Webb missed an opportunity there. I think he could have made up some really, really good points. A third isn't terrible. He's still been the most consistent so far, and he's got the red plate, so you can't frown at a red plate. Gotta give his credit where credit is due. I'm not going to go over this, am I? No, don't crash. Oh, I had no idea how to survive that. But usually with these pit bikes is where they have got such a short wheelbase, if you do case anything or overjump anything slightly, your chances of survival are very slim. You know, the bike's so twitchy and sketchy. But I don't know if the way this bike's been made is the same as the Pitters and it's just got a different engine. But it does feel stable. It could just be placebo. It could just be me. I definitely think that the first person... I mean, third person as well, really, because you can't see the side of the bike. And so all the parts of the bike that you can normally see while riding, I think do look better than the stock pit bikes that we've got. I do like the Honda front ends, always have done. I think they're some of the best looking models in the game. So he's essentially just taken the Honda parts and then, well, taken LC's Honda parts, the free ones from Sim, and just scaled it down for this bike. So nice resourcefulness there, big W again. And then it just handles really, really nice. I mean, what was that lap time? That was like a 54. Let me try and do just a nice solid lap without wadding myself. See what we get. I know I was getting... my fastest lap around here is like a 44.5, I believe. Oh, that's that. That's lap come to an end already, so I won't try and get a hot lap. So we're about... oh god, my maths is awful. We're about 9 seconds off. which isn't ideal, but I also don't think I've gone through an entirely clean lap yet so far. But this bike has definitely surprised me so far. I didn't expect it to just feel as good as it does. So, I mean, no disrespect to OTTM, but where I hadn't seen anything from him previously, and he releases this bike, which, on the surface, it's a bit rough around the edges, you know, and having never seen anything by him before, I wasn't too hopeful, but this has actually really pleasantly surprised me. This is a really nice bike just to ride, and I would be very interested to see if we can get a lobby on these bikes, because I know a lot of people struggle with the standard pit bikes. They're not easy to ride by any means. You have to be very, very precise. Obviously, they're not very fast, but they're very twitchy in the corners. This feels a lot more stable. The power's a lot more manageable. It's a nice in-between of the stock pit bikes and the two-stroke pit bikes that we have. I think it's done a really nice job. So it does get around a Supercross track. Can't hit all the normal big boy lines because it's kind of got a realistic amount of power in it. Can I get through this whoop section? This is a good run. Good run. Lost power towards the end, but that is to be expected. I mean, it handles really well. I'm going to try and work out what motocross track I want to try this on now, and just see if it can handle much in the way of roughness and ruts, because I think that'll be the true final test for it. So, again, power of editing. See you in a bit. Okay, so before you judge me, hear me out. I know that this bike will not be able to get over 90% of the jumps around this track, but I love this track so much. If you've been living under a rock, not the rock. I mean, I wouldn't mind living under Dwayne. He's a very, very attractive man. But if you've been living under a rock, you would not know yet. This track is the MXGP of Argentina in Neuquén. I hope that pronunciation is still correct. No one's said otherwise yet. This track was made. Holy shit! How am I'm getting more traction than I was on the 250. What's going on? I'm getting over these jumps easier than I was on the 250 for the race. Yeah, I couldn't get around Indy better. I am confusion. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, well, I can get over the jumps now. That's all I care about. This track is incredible. Just throwing it out there. This is, I would say, JV's best track for riding that he's ever made. It raced incredibly well. I didn't have the best of luck. I don't know if those of you are unaware, if you didn't see the stream, I got third in Moto 1 at this race on Monday, and then in Moto 2 I had awful start. You know, got some bad luck with bikes pinging across the track into me. Was on a good comeback. I was on a charge. I was absolutely barking, and my game crashed randomly. I was just in the air of a jump. No, it wasn't a case of I crashed into anyone or I hit a weird bit of terrain or an object. My game just crashed. So I lost a bunch of points there, which is unfortunate, but I just put it down as having a mechanical, let's say. But this track is incredible. It is my favourite GP track that has ever been made. I've said to the JV already, I don't know how he's going to top it. He's got big old boots to fill now. He's kind of set that precedent. And I think it's just to do with the track's real-life layout, you know. It's got a lot of different split lanes. I mean, it flows really well. It's quite a wide track in real life too, so it kind of opens itself up to racing in MX bikes. And I think it's so good. This is the race version. And before you ask, yes, it is a paid track. I know there's some people are aware still when it comes to these, but all of the MXGP tracks are paid, except for one, because it used the base of a pre-existing track, and JV, being the good guy that he is, just didn't want to make everyone pay for essentially the same base with some added extras to it and making it looking a little bit prettier. So there's all that background. So I love this track, and I'm actually really happy that I can get over the jumps around here. I thought I'd just be checking up, casing, going front wheel high everywhere, but maybe it's the traction that is different on this. I don't know what soil type that you use. Maybe it differs to Indianapolis and the Hurren track that I played earlier. It kind of has to, either that or this bike just has really good top speed and not ideal acceleration. But yeah, it's great so far. It seems to be handling the bumps decently, but I know these bumps aren't the wildest braking bumps in the world. They're quite tame for the most part, but I would even go as far to say that these ones that exist on this track right now, the bike is absorbing them better than my stock 250 suspension does. Which is weird to say, because this bike felt really horrible. I say horrible. It felt horrible suspension-wise on the other tracks, felt super, super stiff. So I'm very confusion right now. I can't lie. I'm a little bit blown away. This bike has absolutely exceeded my expectations. I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I did want to go a little bit off topic, because I feel like the people that are still watching this video this deep into it, are the true dedicated fans, either that or you're kind of laying in bed trying to fall asleep, or you're having the longest poo of your life on the toilet in the morning. But hear me out. So I'd say probably once a year for the space of a couple of weeks, I think everyone goes through that period of time where they really get back into Minecraft and they create a world, grind it out, and they never touch it again. That has kind of happened at the moment for kind of myself, Reese, Dad Shoes, and Gerb. We've got a realm going on, and I'm kind of enjoying it, but it kind of got me thinking, where I played Sons of the Forest on stream before, and we was averaging maybe about 30 people in there per stream, so it was a lot more of a personal stream. Got to interact with you guys a whole bunch more. It's not like I'm staring at a screen the entire time, having to race and concentrate, not looking at chat, so I could interact a bunch more with you guys. I was wondering if anyone would ever be interested in a Minecraft Let's Play of sorts, of me creating a single player world and just streaming whatever I do on it. I have no idea yet on kind of quantity of streams or how long it would go for. I think Minecraft is one of them games that when I do play, I actually end up being quite quiet. I just kind of shut my brain off and start digging away and go wherever the mines take me. And I wouldn't say Minecraft noob, because I used to really grind it out in the past. But in terms of newer updates, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's like I've never ever had Netherite armor. I've beaten the Ender Dragon before, but I've not beaten things like the Wither or the Warden, you know, them sorts of things. So there's a lot that I haven't done in the game, which I think could be quite nice to experience for a first time through a stream. And you guys are always really helpful when it comes to them things. The amount of help I got while playing Sons of the Forest was nuts. And I imagine that there's a few out there that do consider yourselves as Minecraft pros. But I just thought I'd throw the idea out there, see if there was any sort of uptake to it, if anyone would ever be interested in seeing that sort of thing. I'm not going to commit to it. I'm not going to set a set schedule or amount of hours per week to stream it. It would just be an as and when thing. But it's an idea, so I throw it out there. Let me know what you think, or if there's any other games that you wouldn't mind seeing me stream, because there's nothing that's like at the top of my list at the moment. So if there are any out there, any newer games that have been dropped that you want me to play through that you think might be up my alley, then yeah, let me know. I'd be very interested to hear. Overall, I want to say this: I don't think I could ever have a bad time playing this track. It is absolutely incredible. Secondly, the bike rides so much better than I ever expected. OTTM, you have done a very, very good job on this. I would definitely recommend that you guys go and check it out down below. I will link it in the description as always. And just want to say thank you for everyone that's been supporting me recently. It's been really, really nice. I'm definitely feeling the love from the community. Everyone's been super nice recently, and I just can't thank everyone enough. I know I do it all the time, but I feel like it's my my due job to say thank you all the time. But yeah, I'm sorry. Love you all. If you enjoyed the video, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would very much appreciate it. Have a lovely rest of the day, wherever you're up to, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Peace.